This is a multifaceted statewide exercise that reaches back as far as Stanley County. Here you see mostly Western-oriented activities where we are here in Hendersonville. We will move to Fontana area, far west part of the state, and then we will come back to Cullowhee or Sylva, North Carolina, Western Carolina University for the conclusion of the event. What stands behind me now is fire assets from Charlotte, Morrisville with the Army, and Salisbury with the Army National Guard, and the Air National Guard had a fully involved aircraft crash further back in the woods to my left earlier this morning. In all of these exercises, they have ramped up from the actual crash to the recovery phase, and now we are actually on the manhunt phase for a terrorist that possibly brought down the aircraft. It really encompasses the big picture of anything and everything that the Guard is ready to provide or is going to be challenged to provide in the near future.
Out here for this exercise, we deployed the debris removal kit to be able to clear roads and have access for other assets to be able to reach crash sites and other areas that may have debris in the way. This type of training is essential to mission success. Not every day that we get to go out and actually utilize this equipment in an actual real-world event, so any training that we're able to get makes us that much more prepared. CE offers a lot to an incident like this where you'd have a downed aircraft. Being able to use fire assets and debris removal, all that comes into play, and that's all part of CE.
The next exercise that a large portion of the 145th will be involved in is going to be at the Fontana Dam to simulate a terrorist activity there, whether the dam ruptures and we have to look at evacuation tactics with the local emergency management personnel in that community.
We've been wanting to have an exercise where we get to work with local law enforcement, state, federal, and when the military came into this exercise, it made it all that much better. We picked Fontana. It's one of the prettiest places we have, and you know it's crucial to our power generation. And this is just to be prepared, you know, in today's world with everything you have going on in the world. This is to be prepared for any threat we may have to face. Not so much the languages, it's the problem is just, can our radios talk to yours? Things such as that. Once we get face to face, everybody does great.
May or may not work depending on our interoperability is huge. Basically, when 9/11 happened, we had people from all sorts of agencies come together, and nobody was able to really communicate using the same jargon, having the same system. So that's where the incident command system came out, the ICS structure. So right now, these guys are set up in the ICS structure to where you have a very formalized person that's in charge, and then it branches down to where you have a good span of control, and everybody speaks the same language. My job out here is basically to make sure that this trailer is set up, running, and functional. Right now, we're in a complete dead spot. This area that we're in is very desolate when it comes to communications. They've got no signal out here, no cell phone service, no data, no Wi-Fi, nothing. And so fortunately, this trailer is basically an all-inclusive command and control unit. We've got satellite, data, Wi-Fi, DirecTV, news channels, radio, pretty much everything you can think of. It's all on board of this trailer, and a bunch of workstations for people to be able to operate out of.
From the Fontana Dam, which will last approximately 2 to 3 days, we will move back to Western Carolina University to simulate a protest that does get a little aggressive, that turns into a riot, and we require military personnel.
Well, the exercise we got going on here today is essentially a merging of all state resources to see how well we work together.
Deploy along the edge up to a circle.
The use of resources for training, along with the merging of all resources, is essential, and because in time of crisis, we're going to need to know who we can call and where we're going to get everything we need to get. So this is a test. This is a test for us, a test of not only our resources, but of our people, to see how well they can work together and complete the mission. you know, because we got that old saying, one team, one fight.